Okay, so for this final project, I have chosen to do a report that reports our Basin Livestock Market sales report. And basically what that is it's telling you what on a specific day, what the horses, the cattle, the goats, the sheep, and the pigs all brought that day. And I also added total number of head. So if I click right here, let's say I would like to view uh, June 26th sale day. So it tells me the total number of head, tells me the high and the low for horses that day, and the unit is whether it was per head or per pound. CWT is auction term for pound. And it tells me on each type of animal. So as you can see, I can click on another sale day, and those are results for that day. Over here we have a graph for visual people that like to see kind of how everything did. Looks like we had mostly cattle that day. And cattle was also the highest priced item that day. If you look on a different day, you can see this day we had more sheep than anything else. So over here, I added a pie chart. It's just kind of fun to see what percentage of the sale was what type of animal. So oftentimes it's usually more like this. Usually there's more cattle. So all right, so that's the first screen. It just kind of gives you an overall result of the sale day. The second, the second dashboard will give you the option to have to view different things with a slicer. So sometimes it's fun to compare sale days with other days. So you can see right here, if we keep all the filters on for or have it all of it, that you can see all of the animals together compared to other sale days. So here we have the 26th compared to the 10th. We have sales once a week. So, and then this would be compared to our last sale on the 17th. This is number of head, and over here we have the prices, the highest price that sold that day, which is oftentimes what buyers like to see is what was the highest. So you can also do a sort. You can just look at what happened on the 10th, what happened on the 17th. I do have a blank because I left lots and lots of room for every sale that we have in the future. So eventually this should keep listing each sale. So then you, if you would like, you can go over here and you can just see, you can just compare cattle. Sometimes it's kind of fun to see how the cattle did. Well, this looks like this day was better than the other two. You can see with goats, we had more goats on this day. Horses, pigs, other animals. You can go through all of them. Sheep. So it's just kind of fun to see the comparisons, and as we add more cells, there will be more comparisons along there to view. Okay, so that's kind of pretty much, this is these are set, that you can't really adjust them, just for FYI. Sometimes it's just kind of fun to just see a quick report. This is total head count comparisons for the last 3 sales, highest price and lowest price for the last 3 sales, just to kind of have an overview that's just set. Probably I'm guessing this one would be used mostly because it's more interesting to actually view. This is my pivot and tables charts where I kind of behind the scenes was working on things. This is my sale report. This is my sale results This is where we will plug in. We have different days. Now we're on the 10th. This is every transaction that happened. So what we do is we have a program that we do our whole system in for the sale day. And so this is the table from that. So I just copy and paste it over into Excel to get my report. And so the next sale will be next Friday. We don't have a sale this Friday on the 24th. And I will just plug that information in right there, and hopefully all of the reports will add it to it. So anyway, this is the sale results. And then this is just other calculations that I needed to use for some specific things. So that's the overview. And if we go back to the overall sale results, some of the advanced functions that I used were these charts. And the way I used these charts was once I did the formulas for these, for this chart, let's start with this one. For this chart, I went back in here. Whoops, sorry. And on the sales results, I actually added my own, the ones in color are ones that I added. And they're programmed all the way down, so it should go throughout the rest of the year. And so I did formulas. I did if formulas here so that I could get an accurate head count, because if you see right here, on this day, there's 3 head. So that were sold together, like right here. So I can't just add each row. I have to actually have an actual head count. So I went ahead and created a table for that so that I could sum them up. And over here, I did a formula for the prices so that I could come over here. This has every transaction that's sold. It has the average price, which is what I need for the formula. So over here, you can see I created some tables that would calculate the high and the low for me. This one does the max, this one does the minimum, and then this one does the sum. And so it gives me the totals, and this one gives me the high, and this one gives me the low, which I used for my tables. Well, you can see my tables right here too, but I also used them for my other tables on the other pages. So then once I did that, I created that was more for the overall sheet. For the sale day comparison, I used pivots and charts. You can see them right here. I created a pivot table, and I created a pivot table for head counts and a pivot table for highest price. And then I created a pivot chart for them. And then I came over here and I made some slicers so that we could do different kinds of sorts to view different kinds of comparisons, which is kind of fun to see. So there you have it. That is my final project. It is July 24th, 2020, and this is for business applications for my final project. And this is Deb Jorgensen Richards. Thank you.